Hello everyone, this is Shivangi Singh, Cybersecurity Consultant, ENH iSecure Private Limited. In this presentation, I am going to discuss about ERP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning. Looking at the agenda of the presentation, so in this presentation, initially I am going to give a quick overview of what is ERP. After that, with the help of a comparison between the traditional method and the ERP solution, I will discuss about the benefits of implementing this solution within your organization. Then I will discuss about some of its features. After that, with the integration of identity and access management within the ERP solution, I will discuss about some of its modules. Then I will explain this integration with the help of a use case. And at last, I will discuss about some of the SAP modules, that is a ERP solution. So ERP is a process, or we can say a methodology, that is used by the organizations for the purpose of managing and integrating various important business functions. So ERP software contains integrated applications that streamlines and standardize all the business processes like finance department, sales departments, marketing department, procurement, and many other departments. So this system helps the organization in gaining more efficient and more effective operations. So here a common database is used for the purpose of performing near real-time operations. So ERP software is available in the market based on the three categories, that is tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 categories. So under tier 1 solutions, large organizations are catered that are having their operations in multiple countries and they are having thousands of users, and each day they are having millions of transactions. So these all transactions have to be catered by the ERP solution. So example for such solutions are SAP ERP or Oracle e-business suite. Now talking about the tier 2 solutions, so these solution caters mid-market businesses. So example for such products are IFS application. Talking about the tier 3 solutions, so these solutions are for the medium size and down to small business clients, and they are rarely having their operations in multiple countries, and the solution for these companies are catered by the local ERP companies. For better understanding the ERP model, we will try to understand how traditional method work. So for that, we can consider an example in which certain user wants to avail a product or service from particular organization. So he or she will be contacting the sales department for getting the product. The sales department will in turn contact the inventory department to know about the availability of the product. And if the product is not available, the inventory department will contact the production department for more products. The production department will in turn contact the financial department to get some financial support to buy the raw product, and then the financial department will contact the supplier of raw material to supply raw material to the shop floor execution. And after getting the order from production department, the shop floor execution will start manufacturing the products, and then at last it will transfer the product to the sales department. So this complete process is too complex and time consuming, and here no two departments are having information of each other. So such methodology consumes too much money and too many resources. And due to the time consuming process, the end customers are also not satisfied with the services offered by the organizations. So for reducing the complexity and the time required for implementing any operation, ERP solution can be used effectively. It integrates all the departments to provide single source of data, which ultimately improves the internal communication. So if we are considering the previous organization implementing ERP solutions, then the sales department will get update about the availability of the product in the inventory without contacting the inventory department. So all the processes will be linked to a single integrated database, and making operations more convenient and more efficient. Looking at the features of ERP system, so the first feature is integration. So as ERP system collects data from various departments, so this can lead to the inefficiency due to the data silos. So one of the most significant feature of ERP system is creating a central view of all the essential financial, operational and business related data. So this data is shared with the departments of organization in near real time. The second feature is automation. So various tasks are performed by the ERP system. So it learns from all the repeatable operations and automate many business tasks. So for example, it will automate order processing or generating invoices. So such operations can reduce the burden of manual entry and save the time. It makes employees to focus on more valuable tasks. Another feature is data analysis. So ERP system use business intelligence for performing the analysis of the data, and it analyze the collected data and which help in setting targets and making strategic decisions within the organization. The another feature which is reporting. So ERP compiles the information about business operations and convert them into the reports which will help in the organization in making more informed decisions. So these reports may contain graphs or charts and many other information. Tracking and visibility. So tracking and understanding the business metrics and the flow of data within the organization in real time is one of the main features of ERP system. So it will help the organization in performing data analysis and creating various reports. Customer relationship management is one of the main features performed by ERP system. So all the information related to the customers, like their contact information, their order history, their purchase orders and many more, it is shared and easily available to the required parties within the ERP system. Financial management. So this feature can be used for planning, organizing and determining the best use of funds within the business. So it will track and use the financial data for each of the department and making decisions related to the financial control or cash management or many more. Supply chain management. So ERP system tracks the demand, inventory, manufacturing processes, logistics and distribution related information and various other operations by maintaining the communication between the suppliers and vendors. So it will ease the complete process by using a single integrated database. From this slide, we will see the integration of identity and access management within the ERP system. So identity and access management system is basically used for managing the identification and access privileges related operations of the users. So it protects the internal data within the organization using various techniques. So there are various modules of IAM that perform the prescribed function. So the first module is register submodule. So the process starts with the registration of user into the ERP system. Here the user inputs various basic information and including the verification method into the client IAM system. The client system will record the information and then transmit it to the server in encrypted manner. And if the information is found to be legal, it will be saved into the database and a successful registration method will be returned. Now we will look at the logout submodule. So when a user exits from the ERP system, he or she will be logged out. So a signal of logout will be sent by the client IAM system. So as logout is an important action, it is required to check the identities and information and all the related operations that are performed by the user into the database. The third submodule is about the identification of identity. So the certification of identity is one of the main tasks that is performed by identity and access management system. And there are various methods available for identifying an individual. such as fingerprinting, intelligent card, USB key, and many more. So in the fingerprinting method, biometric identity of the user is used for creating its identity, and it is one of the most common method used by various organizations today. Talking about intelligent card, so it is a hardware in which the integrated circuits are used for saving the user related information, and it is a type of what you have identification. In the USB key, the combination of hardware and software is used for authenticating a particular user. So in this USB interface, equipment is used to store cipher code, or we can say the digital signature, for conducting authentication. Talking about the multiple authentication method, so various combination of these authentication method can be used for performing more reliable identification. Now the next submodule is access management submodule. So within an organization, each user have their predefined roles, and these can be managed with the help of identity and access management integrating with ERP. So different resources can be accessed by different users. So the management of these roles is maintained by the system administrator within the ERP system. So it is a main role in most of the ERP system, and it can be the system administrator can set the username and password in plain text. So it is quite worrying that the system administrator is provided with such controlled authority that is even higher than the complete ERP system. So for solving this problem, the system generates a random numbers of password and it is sent to the user email. So such passwords are encrypted, and by gaining those passwords, then only the identification or the access related privileges can be decided for a particular user. The next submodule is about the application of firewall within ERP system. So whenever a user log into the ERP system, the client of the IAM system will record the IP address and all the port related information, and then match this information with already stored information within the ERP system. So this performs the verification of the user, and if there is no match found, then such connections cannot be had out. By this, any unauthorized access can be revoked by the ERP system. The next submodule is about encryption and transmission. So before sending any message to the network, the encryption module will be called for performing operation related to the encryption of that particular information that is to be transmitted. So for this, various algorithms can be used, such as MD5 or AES encryption algorithm, and by this operation, the confidentiality and integrity of the information can be managed. For better understanding the complete process, we can assume a scenario. So suppose there is a new hire introduced in an organization. The human resource department will fill all the related information about that particular user into the HR module, which in turn will be stored in the ERP database. So this thing is completely similar to the past operations that were performed till now. The different thing is that now the human factor will be removed with the introduction of identity and access management system. So the identity and access management system is continuously reading all the data that is stored within the ERP database and constantly looking for the changes. Once the change is being reported by the ERP system, that will be reported in the Active Directory by the IAM system. So suppose if the user changes its department, or there is a change in the duties that is to be performed by that particular user, so this changes will be observed by the identity and access management system, and it will forward those messages to the ERP system. And if an employee left out, the data will be updated in the HR module, and it will be saved within the ERP database and updated by the same. So the identity and access management system will read that changes and will update the Active Directory according to the access rights and of the employee, and will reallocate all the various enterprise resources that should be taken away with that particular user. So talking about the solutions for ERP within the market, SAP is one of the market leader. So there are various functional modules provided by SAP. Some of them are these. So financial accounting module will track all the flow of financial data across the organization and will integrate this information for performing strategic decisions making. The second module is a controlling module. So this module facilitates and optimize all the process within an organization and control the business flow. So it analyzes actual data with the planned data. Another module is sales and directions module. So this modules help in supporting sales and distribution related activities from the inquiry till the delivery. So it is a complex module as it maintains information of multiple modules. The next module is material management. So this module controls the movement of material within other modules. So material can be moved through the logistic, supply chain management, sales and delivery, production, planning, and many other modules. Then another module is customer relationship management. So this module will focus on the end customers and fulfilling their needs related to their problems that they are facing and how they can be associated with the organization. Another module is logistic execution. So this module contains two submodules. So first will be related to the shipment of goods and it deals with the process from purchase to procurement. And the second module is warehouse management that deals with the processes related to the storage of good. And the last module is human resources management. So this module manages employee related data for the administrative purpose and it deals with the information related to payroll or the movement of employees and all the other related informations. Most of the organizations heavily rely on the SAP software to handle their various business processes. So it is important for an organization to govern the SAP applications properly. So as users from various departments have access to a common database, it is important for the organization to properly maintain the workloads. So workloads within an organization can be related to provisioning, authorization, authentication, and governance. Talking about provisioning, so it looks at who has access to what. So this is mostly done by the SAP team within the organization. Generally, the provisioning is done separately for each of the available module within the organization. So modules can be related to SAP, GRC, ERP, and many more. So this leads to a disjoint approach performed for provisioning. Now talking about authorization, so it deals with what they can do with that access or what all things the user are authorized to do within the database. So for that, SAP provides things such as profiles, T codes, roles, and many more. So talking about T codes, it stands for transaction code that consists of letters, numbers, or the combination of both. So it is filled within the common field available within the SAP graphical user interface, and each function within the SAP ERP has a separate T code associated with it. So managing various roles and access privileges create a complex authorization environment within the company, which is a huge challenge. Now talking about authentication workload, so it maintains that how do they get access to that stuff. So it ensures that user is same who he or she is claiming to be. So for this, SAP uses things such as things like client options as well as NetWeaver. So NetWeaver is basically a technology platform that allows an organization to integrate data, business processes, and many other sources into a unified SAP environment, which helps in performing authentications of various users. The challenge here is that if the authorization is not secure, it can lead to various serious issues within the organization and within their business processes. The next workload is governance. So it focuses on, can you prove it? So it basically perform various governance activities such as attestation or making sure that people are doing right thing in the right way. So are they having correct access? So it is done separately for each module and for the each type of user. So it creates a complex environment which should be maintained, which is difficult to maintain within an organization. So for all these issues, there is a common solution, that is SAP. To solve all these issues, SAP provide various certified solutions. So SAP solutions unified various activities across the entire organization. Identity Manager module within SAP provide automation, workflow, unification and consistency. So workflows related to various provisioning process regarding roles, entitlements, profiles and T-codes are maintained in a very consistent way within SAP in a unified environment. So for authentication, SAP uses single sign-on, that is SSO. So with the help of single sign-on, a user can access multiple systems with the help of a single password, which reduces the IT workloads and enhance the user experience. And it also helps the users as they are not required to remember too many passwords for multiple systems and they do not require to reset the password more frequently. SAP also uses two-factor authentication. So two-factor authentication relies on the top of SAP environment and it enhances the security in highest possible way. So SAP ERP solution provide a better governance framework for governing various identities and their access management. For more information and tech blogs like this, do follow our socials. Thank you so much.